So just a couple questions for the team. First, to both of you, who should let's assume I'm at 50K run rate, right? 50K MRR or $500,000 ARR. The business is starting to come together. I have a few bucks in the bank. Should I hire both? And who should I hire first, Loretta? VP of Sales or VP of Marketing?
Well, of course I'm going to say VP of Marketing, right, because I'm biased. But the reality is that possibly at that level of run rate, you might not even need a VP. I think if you had a good director of marketing at that level, and you had a couple sales reps to test it because you're not really at scale yet, I think that would suffice.
Okay. But a director of marketing at that.
Oh, definitely, for
director of marketing or director or VP of sales first? Which one? Head, a leader.
Okay, then I'll say marketing.
Marketing.
Yeah, I'll say, and the reason I'll say marketing, obviously, besides I'm biased, but the fact is that you want to make sure that you, I think, have leads that come in the door before you have a salesperson. I think that's one of the things that Brendan and I did really well in terms of kind of figuring out what the right stage was for everything. And so when he walked in the door, we actually had leads coming in, so it was easy for him and I to work together and try to figure out kind of what are the best quality leads, where are they coming from, and that sort of thing. So I think if you have someone in marketing that's already starting that engine a little bit, it's going to be a lot easier when you have a salesperson coming in the door.
And one other question on that, then I'll ask Brendan. So call it director of marketing to start. How early is too early to make the hire? Assume you can afford it for the sake of discussion. How early is too early?
I think if you don't have a product, I think it's too early.
Let's assume you have customers, right? Let's assume you have a minimum sellable product. Let's assume you've got 10 customers or more. How early is too early?
Then maybe never is too early, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, then never is too early, right? Yeah. Because you always want to start getting your name out there. You always want to have somebody who has the responsibility to basically promote your company, right? I think a lot of startups typically like to do it, have a team that do it. You know, the CEO will do a little bit of this, somebody else will do a little bit of this, but you need to have somebody to own it, right? To own it, to be responsible for it, to make it grow. And so that's why I think never is too early.
Yeah. And what do you think, Brendan, in general? VP of sales or VP of marketing first?
VP of marketing.
Yeah, and how do you sequence it, you think?
Like where in like ARR are you?
Yeah, rough numbers, life cycle of the company, right? So I've got something going, I'm at 30, 40, 50K MRR a month, right? $500,000, maybe $1 million. Pick the number. When do I start thinking about bringing these hires in?
Probably, I don't know, maybe 500 million in ARR, somewhere around there.
500,000, you mean?
500,000. 500,000.
That's all, we're at big aspirations here.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
So I would say about there, and I think I would look more at like lead velocity, maybe even more than ARR, as sort of what the potential in the business is from a sales standpoint.
Now, most people, when you talk to them, just empirically, they're going to have actually made the head of sales hire before the head of marketing. Mm-hmm. So you just talk to folks. They've gotten to 10 employees, 20, like they're trying to figure out and they hire the VP of sales, and they don't have a head of marketing. Is that clearly a mistake in your mind?
It's clearly a mistake, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. Would you agree, Loretta?
Yeah, I would say it's a mistake. Yeah. Because they're basically two sides of the same coin.
Yep.